sitting down is a learning experience. And when you have the pleasure to have people like my guest tonight, Shirin Tinati, I'm saying it right? I want to make sure, Shirin, that I'm saying
whatever you say is right.
Is right. I had back Shirin when, like 3 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah.
And I remember that Brenda Hearing, our dear friend, she said, Sissy, what a wonderful interview. She watched and said, Sissy, Shirin is so adorable, but you girls have this great chemistry when you're in front of the camera. And of course, as we know, as people know, Shirin is, in my opinion, one of the best photographers in New York. And there's a lot of people here, there's a lot of talented people in New York. But Shirin is very special. What she does with the actors, what she does with artists, the way that, like I said, I'm not a photographer, I'm not a critic, but I'm an actor, and I have certain sense.
Yeah.
Right? What it means to be
a true artist.
A true artist.
Yeah.
And you are a true artist.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not kissing your butt, baby. I love you.
No, I know. And
it's just a lot of respect for you and everybody who knows you. I don't care, from the actor's studio, from different venues. Every time that we mention, okay, Shirin Tinati, there's always a lot of respect.
Thank you. That means a lot to me, especially respect coming from you, because I think so highly of you.
It's you're an amazing photographer, an amazing actor. Like I said, I want to have like a nice introduction. I seen Shirin's work at the Actors Studio a few years back. She's a member at the Actors Studio, and in my opinion, she's one of the best actors there.
Thank
you.
You
gives it all. You give it all. Like I said, Shirin, you got it all. You got the whole package.
Thank you.
You know, and it's a pleasure to have you here, baby.
Oh, it's so exciting to be back here. I had the best time the last time.
Yes,
so.
I know. And we're going to be talking about the cancer experience, because you've been through heck, right?
Huge, big heck.
Huge.
Yeah.
And just to see the way that you handle everything, the way that you just on YouTube, checking your work, checking your Facebook page and seeing your work, your clients, and the way you care about your work, your photography, your art, and the way that you care about your clients is beautiful. It's a lot of humanity in your pictures, Shirin.
Oh, thank you.
It's a lot of humanity. But before we get into this conversation, and I'm not using the pen, and I like the hot pink, I gotta tell you.
I do too.
I do. I'm digging it.
I think it's pretty spiffy.
Pretty, yeah. We need the kick. We need the little, but maybe what we can do, my boy, is get rid of the April 17th, 2015 when you have a time. I'm not directing. I'm just suggesting. You kill me. I love you. I think you are a hell of a guy. Now, we're going to be showing a boxing clip. There's a few things going on in boxing, and we've been invited to some events. There was a big event. Andy Lee, he fought on NBC last week, and we were invited to his workout. And I interviewed Andy with other different people, in the boxing area. Michael Woods, he's an incredible thinker, a journalist. He knows the game, he knows the sport, and I had a little conversation with him about the fight with Andy. It was a draw, and NBC was the one who brought these fights to the table. Now they're trying to bring boxing to bigger venues. HBO's done it for a long time. ESPN has done it for a long time. Showtime has done it for a long time. Now NBC wants to join the race, and we'll see how that's going to be. So whenever you're ready, Freddie, my boy, pull the trigger. I'm waiting. I'm your slave, and I love you. Show us the clip, and we'll come back to us whenever you're ready. There you go.
Here we are at the Barclays Center, getting ready, getting excited for a big boxing night. And here we have Michael Woods. This man is he knows the craft. I don't know boxing at all. I'm just here hanging around.
You know something.
I do.
You do.
I do. I'm not stupid.
Don't humble yourself now. Come on, you know.
Even though I look a little shallow, I'm not stupid at all.
Who says you look shallow? They say that on Twitter?
No.
They better not.
No. This is a man of the hour, sweet and sour.
Run an hour?
No, it's going to be a half hour. No, you're going to be 10 minutes.
Okay, so I'm the man of 10 minutes.
Man. Come on, let's cut it to the chase.
Cut it to the chase.
Man, Andy Lee, the fights, tell me what's your...
Okay, Andy Lee fights Saturday night at the Barclays Center against Peter Quillin. Peter Quillin is probably favored 60-40. Maybe the better athlete. Peter Quillin, though, has a big right hook that can drop out of nowhere at any time that Quillin has to look out for. So 12-round fight from minute 1 to end of round. You got to look out for that. I'm picking, though, Peter Quillin to probably win because he's just a better athlete. And often the better athlete wins.
You think so? But even though Andy, he has a surprise hook, you know that he can be a little behind the score cards, but then he surprises you with a knockout. You think that's not going to happen here?
But is it a surprise if we know that that's his main weapon? Quillin is going to be on the lookout for it 24/7. If he's focused the whole time and he's dialed in and he knows it's going to be coming, he's going to be dodging it.
Fighters, they seem to be in and out. What is that? Because they're tired, because they get sick of it? What is it? They kind of like the energy runs down. What is it? Because of big fights? Yeah.
In and out.
Yeah, they seem to. The first, second round, third round, there's so much, and then they just keep getting tired. I don't know. It seems like an in and out kind of acting. We call it in and out.
Part of growing as a professional is knowing how to marshal your resources, right? And using them and not shooting your wad early, right? You've heard that statement. He shot his wad. And as you grow as a professional, if you watch amateur fights, oftentimes there'll be guns ablaze and crazy for the first 2 rounds, and then they'll have nothing left. And then when you have nothing left, you're so fatigued and you're at the mercy of the person who has more stamina. So most of the time, that's a large part of growing as a fighter and as a professional, how to marshal your resources and fight as if you believe the fight is going to be going 12 rounds, and knowing how much energy, how much gas you have left in the tank for that last round if you need it.
Okay, what about the main event?
Main event is going to be Danny Garcia against Lamont Peterson. Danny Garcia is a guy who doesn't look great, but he just wins. Yeah. He's not supposed to beat Amir Khan, but he wins.
He's undefeated, right?
He's not supposed to beat Matisse, but he wins. So it's hard to pick against a guy like that. Now, actually, he fought a guy named Mauricio Herrera in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, they said that Herrera won the fight, really.
And I think he did win the fight. Okay. So should Garcia actually be undefeated? That's what the record says. And unless you were there, unless you read up on it, you believe he's undefeated. Maybe he looked past this Mauricio Herrera. And I suspect he's not going to look past Lamont Peterson, who is known as pretty much an A-grade fighter. Danny Garcia, though, is the champion, and he just knows how to win. Peterson has lost 3 times. I often just simply pick the person who hasn't lost. I mean, that makes it easier, doesn't it? He hasn't tasted that from that bitter chalice. So I'm going to go with a guy who hasn't lost. I'm going to go with Danny Garcia, expecting him to have a little bit of a power edge over Lamont Peterson.
Now, let's talk about the Barclays Center, NBC. This is a big change, right? Bringing TV, boxing to bigger arenas, not HBO, not Showtime. Forget about ESPN for the time being, just NBC. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, what they want to happen is more people watching. 110 homes in America have NBC. Anyone who has television has NBC.
Do you think it's going to work for boxing?
The jury is still out. They've done a few of these. They've done, 4 of these, and the jury is still out. What they need to do is they need to have the best fighting the best, coin flip fights. You don't know who's going to win, and they have to be marvelous fights. And if that happens, and that hasn't happened so much so far, if that happens, then we got something. But it always comes down to great matchmaking, the best fighting the best, and pick 'em fights. Okay. And I think we might have that on Saturday night a little bit. So I'm optimistic.
Yeah, no, I am too. But it's just I was when I said, oh wait a minute, it's going to be NBC.
Right.
So people when they see boxing, they see HBO. When they see boxing, they see Showtime. NBC is like a different, We have to get used to it, I guess.
We have to open it up to the masses, all the social classes.
Yeah, boxing is the real deal, right? Honestly, it's a tough sport, man. I don't know how they do it.
Right. It's a little bit too tough, and it's a little bit too honest for many people. Right. Many people watch it and say, what are those savages doing punching each other? I can't wrap my brain around it. The reason they can't wrap their brain around it is because they're not built like that. They don't have that warrior mentality.
What about the obsession with blood? What is the sick obsession with blood? You're a journalist. You're a thinker. You tell me. What is the obsession with blood, Michael?
Well, I think the people that have an obsession with blood are the ones that buy the sickening horror movies in which it's splattered around by the gallon. I don't see there's too much of there being a crossover between those people and those who watch boxing. When I see a fighter get a bad cut in their eye and them streaming blood, I'm squeamish. I don't like to see it. It makes me
people. No, but let's face it. When the fight gets crazy, when the fighters get excited and they go to the end, the audience goes crazy, literally crazy, and they see the blood, they see the punches, they see. I mean, it's an excitement going on in the entire place.
The thing is, it's an acquired taste. Either you dig it or you don't. So if I'm flipping around on Saturday night, I'm looking for something to watch. What's that? That's an old rerun of the CSI and whatever. Wait, these two guys wailing the shit out of each other. Holy smokes. A lot of people are just going to go right past it because it's too extreme for them. But we are wired, I believe, as human beings to watch conflict of that sort. Many of us. There is a fascination with it. We might not agree with it. It might leave us feeling a little bit guilty, but it is a wiring within us innately that we want to know what's going on, because as far as drama goes, what greater drama than seeing two people facing off mano a mano, may the best man win. That's drama boiled down, and it's vicious and it's extreme, but there's something within us that, especially men, let's face it.
No, you're not the
The testosterone makes us a little bit animals. Are we animals?
Yes, we are animals. Boxing
Men more
is
than women?
Oh, women are worse than men. 100 times. I don't believe that the men are better. The women are better than men. Why are we talking about women and men? Yeah.
We're digressing.
Yeah,
It's
man.
okay to
I
digress.
don't believe that. I truly believe that women are worse than men.
Wow, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother show.
I know. No, this is exciting. Look at the arena. Look at all that. Look at all that, guys. Look. That's exciting.
That is. That's the build-up, the premonition.
And those fighters, Gatterson, can you see it? Garcia, Pedersen, Lee, and Quillin. That's a fight taking place. Okay, the last question, the knockout. Who's going to have the first knockout?
Who's going to have a first knockout? Sissy Gamache.
You see? He knew the answer, man. You're good.
I am.
Don't get too cocky now, man.
No.
Whatever you do.
didn't let me finish.
I'm sorry, I took your mic out.
I may be good, but you're better.
Now, you know what it is? It's about having fun, but I do my reading with boxing, man. I really do.
You do. You do.
You get in touch with Joey? Do you keep in touch with Joey?
Joey Gamache is my friend. He's always going to be my friend. Humble warrior, decent heart. Good heart. I like that kid.
Good man. He's a good man. You
know him?
Yeah. I'm married to him.
You're married to him.
Of course. We got our upside downs.
We always have ups and
Well,
downs.
has ups and downs, but what can I tell you? I love that man.
Yeah.
I've always been good to him.
Yeah.
No matter what you hear.
I don't hear nothing.
Sure.
No,
I'm putting you in the spot.
I don't hear nothing.
Well, baby, I think that's pretty much it. What else I wanted to ask you? Something else I wanted to ask you.
Mayweather Pacquiao.
Yeah! Okay, who's winning, Mayweather and Pacquiao?
The guy who hasn't lost.
Mayweather.
Mayweather.
Yeah.
Defensive genius. Counterpunching
He
genius.
throws money like that. Have you seen him on
I
HBO?
don't care about that.
Oh, I do care about that. That's what people are watching.
Not me.
Oh, you know what?
I don't care. You have a $25,000 mouthpiece. I could care less. I couldn't care less.
But he
I
can-
care as least as I can care. I don't care.
You see, he got all the answers. He's a writer. No, who's going to win? Mayweather.
Mayweather should.
Which round?
I think it's going to go the distance because he has such brittle hands and he's so risk averse. He's not going to take the risk needed in order to try to secure a knockout. Mayweather by decision. Would I like the other guy to win? The other guy who is the God-fearing guy, who gives a lot of his money to charity, who has seen the light, who is born again? As for drama's sake, yes, I would like that to happen. That would be the best thing.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen.
Viva Pacquiao.
Well, we don't know. I'm voting for Pacquiao. I think he can be a great president. The Filipinos, they love the
Viva
guy.
Philippines.
Yeah, even though he's very small, though, I don't know how he can. Why he has to be so quick and be so small?
Well, don't those two usually go hand in hand?
Are you sure about that? You think every small fighter is quick?
They're more likely to be quick than the larger people that have to drag the large muscles behind them.
You're supposed to be quick?
Right. So if I see a little guy, if I see Joey in the street, he's a little guy and I'm a big guy. But what's going to happen? If I land a big punch, okay, maybe it hurt him. But guess what? He can rat-a-tat me 3 times before I hit him with 1. That's the equalizer.
The equalizer. That's what Joey said, the equalizer.
That's
You
it.
see, I'm
Speed.
trying. Speed. It's all about speed,
He
love.
neutralizes power. If he rat-a-tats me 3 times before I land 1, my power doesn't do me any good.
How do you have all the answers, Michael? How does it work? What do you do? What do you do to do this, to be so clear in your head? I'm not making fun of you. I'm dead serious.
I bullshit.
I know. I can tell. Give me 5, man. You got it on. We got it. Thank you.
Shoot me down, but I was found. Titanium.